everyone. My name's Chris Simmons. This is CRM 703, Leadership and Professionalism 1. The scenario I'm discussing today is where I'm the CEO of a biotech that has a promising antiviral that's just entered phase 2 trials. We're in the middle of a pandemic, and the news media has caught wind of good results that we've had with this antiviral, and now there's some media and political pressure to make this drug available to folks that are suffering from the disease and make that available now. The question is, what do I do? I certainly would take advantage of the news attention to talk about the good compound, how good the compound looks so far, and certainly provide plenty of caveats about how this is still relatively new in the clinical process. I would talk about our great team of researchers and clinicians who've done a remarkable job getting the compound this far and so quickly. And based on our powerful platform, we hope in the future we'll be able to produce additional medicines and treat other diseases. So a good chance for some positive publicity for our company. However, we still have only tested this compound in a limited number of healthy volunteers and have only had a short time to observe those patients for any side effects. We pride ourselves on our rigorous research and observance of clinical practice to ensure that any of our drugs will be safe and efficacious for the people who take them. It breaks my heart to see all the suffering that COVID-19 has brought to people, and personally and professionally, I would dearly love to make the drug available to these suffering people right now. However, my board, our investors, our corporate culture, and my conscience won't let me do that until we've taken the necessary steps to ensure this drug is safe. I'm committed to doing all of this as quickly as possible, and to that end, I'm talking to our current investors as well as potential investors about making additional investments to expedite our phase 2 and phase 3 trials, again, with the idea that we get this drug to people just as quickly as we can. I'm talking to the federal government and Operation Warp Speed about providing additional resources as well. And of course, we're in close contact with the FDA so that we're able to move the review and approval process just as quickly as possible. Now I'm coming back out of character. My ethical reaction and approach on this would have been different if this was taking a drug that had already been through clinical trials and shown to be safe as an antiviral, like some of the drugs that are currently out there that are being used to treat COVID-19, and taking a drug that had already been through trials and shown to be safe and using that to treat patients. Ethically, while I want as many people as possible to get this drug as quickly as possible, there's very real risk of harm and even death from a new compound, which is why it needs to be studied in a controlled environment first. I do think compassionate use of a drug is altruistic, but only if there is good reason to believe that it won't do harm. This compound isn't far enough along. And lastly, thinking about the ethics of the decision as a leader, I think this is a good opportunity to talk with our staff and the board about the approach and the ethical rationale for this decision. And being honest with the public. I think this is a good opportunity to build and strengthen an ethical culture in the company. And it's absolutely a secondary consideration, but certainly one to consider as CEO. The harm that could be done to the biotech company by introducing a drug too soon and having people hurt or die might be irreparable, which kills the company and has people lose their jobs. So those are my thoughts. I'd welcome the feedback from the class. Thanks all.